going back to the big picture. So you got your money, you got your product made. Now, what is the strategy for selling those 500 besides the 4,000 units that are sold through Kickstarter? What is your next step of where are you launching this product? Is it online? Is it Amazon only? Are you really what is the very next step? Direct to consumer, I'm assuming at some point through your website, but where are you really getting action next?
From 2020, May, we launched, and about, I would say, end of 2020, that was kind of that to Kickstarter to a wrap. And the next step was actually fulfilling the pledges. And COVID was very challenging time, so that process actually held up a lot of things.
As far as the manufacturing goes and distribution, or
Manufacturing, distribution, how do we, the world was shut down. How could we ship? A lot of things were cut off in terms of even shipping. Shipping became extremely expensive on all fronts. So that's kind of a little bit better backstory for 2020. So we struggled actually for a little while.
but generally speaking, the orders were good during COVID, or because like people are at home. I know a lot of sales for in the barbecue market actually went high in 2020, 2021 because people had to stay at home and cook at home.
That was the Kickstarter, and then because everything became very expensive, so we were actually dealing with challenges how to make things, I would say, kind of profitable, and how do we keep this engine running. We listed on Amazon, but Amazon is such as this ginormous ecosystem. It's almost like the jungle. There's so many things in there. Just because you're listed on Amazon, same thing with music. Just because you're on Spotify, just because you have a video or something on social media doesn't mean the world's gonna see it. So that was kind of the challenge. Last year we went to our thinking was also, again, maybe let's go to the large retailers. So we went to Chicago, and there is it's called the Houseware Show, and that's kind of a lot of big brands, smaller brands are also there. Your everyday Keurig, your Hamilton Beach, your Cuisinart, they're there. And at the same time, you have little guys like ourselves that we were there, hoping a large retailer, whether it's your Costco or even a mail order hamburger slammer. They were, you're hoping that with your product that they would then bite into it and, hopefully give you a large order. There were a lot of potentials, but at the end of the day, what we realized was that getting to a retailer or having them stock your product is one thing, but once you're there, if nobody purchases, it's still a dud. So that's kind of when we realized you need presence, you need to market, and in 2020, in the 2024, the world today is definitely social media, and we did not fully understand or know the power of the influence of social media until we actually really put our foot down and kind of start just really dialing in and tackling it, and then reaching out to creators and just creating interaction with the community really online. Folks that cooks, folks that have interesting stuff, people that might be interested in working with it. That's kind of what really also took us to the next phase, which is kind of creating the brand awareness and hopefully creating a demand. And so I think traditionally when you have a product, you go into retail and then people buy, but now our strategy is we came out the gate on ourselves, kind of promoting it, and then because how unique the product is, it actually, after a little bit, it actually went viral on its own because people start picking it up.
How much content did you create versus how much were you leaning on other influencers to post about RotoQ? And did you guys actually create organic content yourselves, or were you 100% like trying to get the reach from the influencer market?
during our launch in Kickstarter during 2020, we didn't actually really know what we were doing in terms of marketing. The key was trying to figure out this last stretch, how to market, how to distribute, how to sell. And to answer your question in terms of the influencers, it was actually just me and a comedian friend of mine. He lives in a lovely home in Pasadena, California. They have a lovely kitchen, a little backyard, and that's kind of where our content creation started. It was me with the iPhone, him behind the camera, and cooking. And he's a comedian, so we relied on his wits, his personality behind the camera, and kind of to communicate with the audience, and it worked. There was visual for folks that were interested in looking into, okay, what is this Roto Q360? What do you mean by non-electric? How does it work? It works in the oven. Where is the heat source? Okay, you put it on the grill. So with that, we were able to communicate, to interact with our backers. And that was that was the start of our content creation.
Well, I was going to say, so right now do you get the most amount of sales through Amazon or through referrals from social media or direct from your website? How does that breakdown work?
We struggle trying to find out what to do. What's next? Of course, you got to list on Amazon. And, as a shopper, everyday folks, you're on Amazon shopping. And of course, you want the free delivery, right? Prime. You want Prime. So you're paying for that subscription. And then, now as a seller, you got to pay the $39.99 monthly seller's fee. And then that allows you the portal to, have it on Amazon. Of course, then once you're Amazon, you need ranking. You need to be listed on page 1, that first one. What do? You advertise. Who do you advertise? You advertise with Amazon. And then, okay, shipping. You want to save on shipping. How do you ship? How do you qualify for Prime for the customers? You need FBA. You're paying for FBA. You're paying your product to be shipped into the warehouse so they could process and ship for you. They could storage for you, which is another layer of fees. And then once you start making real money, where would you want to invest? Amazon. The business model that they've created is so amazing.
I mean, you can't live without it. If you're dealing with direct to consumer, I mean, you have to be on Amazon. I don't think there's really any other way around it. And until you grow such a large presence, you can really rely on your own organic content. But man, it takes a long time to build that big audience that's so robust where you can kind of do it yourself. But otherwise, I mean, everybody's on Amazon. Like Gary Vee always says, day trading attention. Well, everybody's attention is already on Amazon, so you have to be there,
Yes, Amazon is definitely crucial for anything. And also when you're talking to anybody, retailers, content creators, or anybody that you might be collaborating or doing business with, first place they will go. They will check your feedback. They won't get on Amazon. Are you selling? And kind of the reviews on it. So definitely is very crucial, Amazon. And then, of course, then our own platform where, of course, we would love to draw the audience directly to our platform that, all the fees and everything we could process. We have the customer information. We could directly communicate with them if any support, any service is needed.
That's what some people don't realize. The benefit is so much more when they go direct through your website because you get all that information. So you can retarget them, you can send them offers, special directly from your business, like your website, to the consumer. If you go through TikTok Shop or some of these other platforms, you do not get their information. And I didn't realize the significance of that. Yeah, you want to be on TikTok Shop, but it's like you're making a sale, but it's a one-time sale because you can't send them another offer or stuff like that. And I think that as a new business, you don't understand that, and that's all these little things you have to learn along the way. And that's what I'm hearing from you is I'm going through a lot of the same things with Deuces Wild right now. And when you mentioned just because you get onto a retail shelf, say you went into Home Depot and you're on their shelf, Roto Q. That's great. You sold 4,000 units to Home Depot. It's not going to mean anything until those get off the shelf and into somebody's hands, and people aren't going to buy it unless they know it. So you still have to market on social media. You still have to be on Amazon so people see it 3, 4, 5 times until they are walking by the aisle in Home Depot. They say, oh, RotoQ, I've seen this here and I've seen it there. My friend has one. I'm going to pick it up. So it's like, just because you get on the shelf, there's still a lot of work behind the scenes to get it off the shelf.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise, like you just said, it's going to be a one-time buy. They'll buy into it one time, and then that's it. You know, you get one pop, and you don't get the pop. You know, you want to continue it. So as you build the business, as you create a new brand, as you're creating a new channel, a new brand. Generally, when you start, your opportunities are very limited. So you are very sensitive to these opportunities, and you are very aware. You latch onto, because usually there's only one way kind of out the situation. And as you grow more, there are more opportunities available.
Let's talk about the product itself, RotoQ. Now, it has like the traditional thing where you can roast a whole chicken, but then there's other attachments that go with it. And so explain a little bit about that, and then tell us about like the biggest feature, or what is the most used, what do people use it the most for, and what are people most excited about with the RotoQ?
When we came out, when we launched the product, of course, it was about rotisserie chicken. If you were to if you were to Google RotoQ 360, I would say the first photo that it will pop up, it's a rotisserie chicken, and that was what this is what comes with the main product. This is a 3-pound skewer, basically any type of meat, lamb, ribs, actually anything. Rotisserie chicken, any type of large meat, it goes on here. And we created different attachments with our RotoQ 360. You put it on, and you're able to put in a skewer set. You could put on your kebabs and all types of mixed vegetables on it. And we also have a hot dog cradle, and we have a flat basket for any type of flat meats, which is your fish, your steak, or actually people love to put drumsticks in it. You could put it like 6 to 8, and it'll grill them perfectly. And the most popular, which also, some of these things you won't know until it's in public's hands, and sometimes they make the decision for you. And it is the rotisserie basket. It's the round basket that you could just toss anything in it.
And this is actually what I saw when I heard about the RotoQ. This is that wing video went crazy viral. How many views does that thing have?
Currently at 50, I think close to 55 million views.
Isn't that nuts?
And it's crazy to think about. Yeah, to think about people. It's chicken wings. We did not know America loves chicken wings this much.
Oh man, yes they do.
Yeah, so that's something also the audience decided. Some of the things you could only think that is that until you have stats. Just that one single video alone, I think combined on different platforms, is close to 100 million views.
Isn't that amazing? That is the power of the internet and the power of social media right there. And I'm guessing, it's a kind of a redundant question, but that impacted your sales, correct?
Yes, it did. Any problem is looking for a solution. As long as you could, provide the solution to the problem.
This is what you told me about the other day. This is hilarious. Tell the audience.
Anything that you could provide a solution to a problem, it's an opportunity for you to service your customers, for you to better your business, to be aware of a problem that you did not think that exists, but is there. So The video went viral, and because it's a 14-second clip, right? You kind of see in the beginning, you do see it. You do see the cranking of our power cord, which is non-electric, and how the basket kind of go on it, and it just spins, and then that's it. It's the end of it, right? So people see this, and they go on Amazon. They purchase just this, thinking that this is going to somehow spin. And I don't blame them because I don't like to read too much into manuals ever. So I'm sure I might be like, oh, let me get that. How does it work? It doesn't matter. That just get it. So
this is how much. So how much is the Roto Q, and then how much is just the basket?
the Roto Q, the basic set retails for $149.95, and the basket is at $35.
Oh my gosh.
So people buying this, and
I'm sorry to laugh, man, but I think it's so funny how you phrased it. It's like we had a problem we didn't even know we had until this happened. Oh my gosh.
one negative part is I believe we did receive, I think, 1 to 2 negative feedback because they said this thing doesn't even spin. I mean, not to be rude, but yo, like, duh, like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, bro?
It doesn't spin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and to combat this problem, one of the solutions because feedback is very important, and I think until today we sold quite a few on Amazon, but in terms of the reviews, most people don't leave reviews because the product's supposed to work. I hardly find myself ever leaving a review unless something really compels me, and usually if I feel compelled is something did not work as intended. I will go in. So to prevent people from leaving a negative feedback, this is no joke. This is actually one of the returns. We'll blur out the shipper's address, the customer, just to prevent people from leaving negative review. What we've done is very old school, very, very inefficient, but at the same time, this shows sincerity. And I've written over 100 of these, which is, you could tell me what you think. This is a simple letter. It's a handwritten note telling folks that you're only buying the basket. If you want this to work, you will need the basic set. But if you don't have the basic set, no problem. Hassle-free return is available. Thank you for supporting our business. This is only, we could simply, of course, print tons of these and just send them out. But in the meantime, since it's so immediate and every review is very crucial, this is hoping that, one, if they really have the product already, that they love the basket and potentially they leave us a review. And at the same time, hopefully because they see how pathetic this gesture is, that they don't leave a negative review when they get the product. This is as real as it gets. This is us doing business, and of course, this is the initial phases. This is nothing that's sustainable, but that's just to see the extent that what we do as a creator, how much we care.
No, that's really good, and that's real life, and that's the challenges as an entrepreneur, as a new business that we all have to deal with. And I think you said it perfectly. Like, we have problems we don't even know that we had right now. So, and that's going to continue to happen as you grow. You're going to have different challenges, and I see it all the time with our catering business, where we were kind of running along at the same pace for 4, 5, 6 years. And then since COVID, our sales have boosted up, and now there's a new set of challenges, which is all good problems. I'm happy we have more problems because that means our business is growing and we're doing well and things like that. So I can definitely appreciate that.